This is the FiFine K688, and in this video, we're going to talk about it. About a year ago, FiFine Microphones reached out and asked if I would be interested in reviewing one of their microphones. And if you watch any of my content, if you've been on this channel much at all or know me at all, you know how excited I get about new tech and especially new microphones. So I said, sure, send it my way. So FiFine sent me this mic here, the FiFine K688. I wasn't quite sure what to think of this microphone, but I was actually quite impressed in my review of this mic. So if you're interested in that, I'll post a link here in the card above and a link in the description below if you're interested in checking out the FiFine K688. So recently, they reached out again and asked if I would be interested in doing another review of another one of their mics, and of course, I said yes. So they sent me the FiFine K688. Now this has some additional capabilities and functionality than the K658 does, so let's talk about it. This K688 is, I had them send me the white mic. It has the built-in shock mount. This comes on the mic when it's shipped, so there's nothing you have to install or anything. It comes just as you see it here. It has this foam windscreen. Now this windscreen is a little bit different than most typical windscreens because it's not just the standard foam. It has something, there's something different and unique, and I don't know quite how to explain it, but it is a nice feeling, nice soft foam windscreen. And while I have the windscreen off, let me just point out the mic capsule is quite close to the end of the mic, so you don't have to have it right up to your mouth, maybe like the SM7B that is a similar style, but the mic capsule is back a little bit further. So just wanted to point that out. This one does have the mute on off button right here on the top, so easy access there. Now on the back, and this is where the functionality of this microphone really shines over the previous version that I just showed you. This is a USB-C microphone, so right out of the box you can plug and play right into your computer, but it also has XLR connection. So if you're using USB now and you upgrade to some sort of interface or mixer board later on, and you still like this mic, you still have that capability because of the XLR connection there. Now, the other three things you'll see on the back of this mic are the headphone monitoring jack, so that you can monitor your audio and hear yourself with zero latency there. It has the gain control knob here on the bottom, and then the headphone volume control knob just above it, so you can monitor at whatever volume you need to without affecting the sound that's going into your mix. Now, that's the FiFine K688. That's what it looks like, and that's what it can do. Now let's listen to it and see how it sounds. And here we are on the FiFine K688. And I wanted to, as I talk through some of the features of this microphone and the things I like and maybe some of the things I'm a little concerned about but not overly concerned about, I wanted you to just hear how this sounds as we go. So let me address the sound quality first of all. This is, as you can see, the USB. I'm running out of the USB port of this mic. So it's directly into my computer. I'm recording into my MacBook Pro, into Logic Pro. No processing on the front end or the back end of this. This is raw audio straight out of the box. And quite honestly, I'm a little impressed by the quality of this mic. It's got a deeper tone, at least to my ears. It's clear, but I would probably in post bump the highs up a little bit, which I'll do, and we'll test that out a little bit later for that a little crisper sound in the high end. The shock mount does a pretty good job. If I tap on my desk, you can hear that, but not terribly well. If I tap on the boom stand, you can hear that, but maybe not terribly well because the shock mount does a pretty good job. Now, one of the things that does concern me about this mic, as good as the shock mount is, if you touch the mic itself, you're going to get a lot of noise. So if you're fumbling around with the cords back here, or you're fumbling around with the volume control or the gain control knobs, you're going to get a lot of mic noise. So I would recommend, if you do use this mic, mount it to some sort of boom arm where you're not tempted to touch the mic, touch the controls, and you can, if you need to move it, you can use the boom stand to move the microphone without actually touching the mic. So those are some of the things I really like: the sound quality, the style, the functionality of this mic. The USB-C straight out of the box, I think sounds great, but the noise of the mic, if you are tempted or you're kind of a hands-on, you move around a lot and you tend to touch your mic, it's going to create some problems for you in post-production trying to get all that popping and clicking out. Speaking of popping noises, let's test how this mic picks up or rejects plosives. Now, I'm going to speak directly into the mic, which already you can hear a little bit difference in the sound quality from this to this. And so mic technique is a big thing we need to pay attention to. So if I'm speaking directly into it, here's the plosives. All right, the plosives are that P sound, the really strong consonant sound. Now, if I turn to, like I normally speak into a mic with it pointing kind of at an angle towards my mouth, those same plosives are much quieter. So any mic is going to do that. If you're speaking directly into the end, it's going to pick up those plosives a lot stronger than if you're off to the side speaking. It's going to reject a lot of that strong consonant sound. So good plosive rejection if you have good mic technique. So again, that's important. Not just the mic, but the way you use the mic is really important. Now let me plug the XLR cable in and we'll test the sound quality with the XLR cable. And now you're hearing the FiFine K688 with the XLR connection plugged into a Zoom H6, and I'm recording in Logic. Now, this is how it sounds. To me, it sounds pretty similar, maybe a little bit clearer, actually, with the USB connection, but I'll leave that up to you to decide what you think. Is the XLR or the USB sound coming out of this mic much different? Let me know that in the comments below. Now, I did turn the volume, the gain control, not the headphone volume, but the gain control knob down a little bit when I plugged in the XLR because I've got a little bit more control with it on my interface, and so I'm controlling it there. But again, no processing. There's no high pass filter, no compression, no EQ on this whatsoever. This is how it sounds, raw, plugged into XLR, straight out of the box, recorded into Logic Pro. Now, any good microphone review is not complete until you compare it to some other microphones. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to switch this one out for my Rodecaster Pro that you are hearing now. This is the Rodecaster Pro that you hear in my videos typically, and this is the unprocessed version of the Rodecaster. So I know some people have commented on the audio quality. Some love it, and a few of you aren't such fans of the audio quality that I normally produce with this, but I'm a fan, and this is what I use, but this is how it sounds unprocessed. I'm going to pull in another mic so you can hear, but first let me go back to the FiFine K688 to let you hear again just how that sounds compared to this unprocessed. And here we are with the FiFine K688, and this is how it sounds in comparison to the Rode Procaster microphone. I'm going to pull in the FiFine K658 now so you can hear how that sounds. Now you're hearing the FiFine K658. This is the dynamic USB-C microphone. I have it plugged into directly into my MacBook Pro, and this is how it sounds. I think this is a good quality mic still. I used it for a while as my kind of daily mic for Zoom calls and things like that. But I've since, because of all the other mics I have, my son needed a good gaming mic. So I passed this along to him, and he uses this daily for hours and hours at a time. This is a really solid mic, and this is how it sounds compared to the FiFine K688, which I'll switch back to now. And now we're back on the FiFine K688, and this is how it sounds. You just heard the FiFine K658. Now I'm curious, between the two, how you think it sounds. This is now, I'm back using this on the USB version. They're both plugged in, but I'm using the USB connectivity this time to compare it directly to the FiFine K658. And in just a moment, I'm going to bring in another USB mic, the Shure MV7. I'm going to use the USB connectivity on that mic as well, so you can hear kind of the similarities and some of the differences. So again, the FiFine K688 is what you're hearing now. Now you're hearing the Shure MV7. This is a similar style of microphone that has both USB connectivity. This is micro USB connectivity, so it's not USB-C. I actually had to switch cords, and I wasn't remembering that about this microphone. So it does have USB and XLR connectivity, but it's a different USB type connection. USB, micro USB, and USB-C on this one. So this is how the Shure MV7 sounds. This is, again, zero processing. I have levels about the same to match. I may adjust the levels in post just so they're even and you can hear them at a similar volume, but totally unprocessed. This is how the Shure MV7 sounds compared to the FiFine K688. So now we're back to the FiFine K688 microphone, and I'm gonna put a little bit of processing on this so you can hear the difference between the unprocessed and the processed audio. And as I finish out this video, I promised I would tell you how much this microphone costs if you haven't already looked it up. So I'll tell you that in comparison to the Shure MV7 microphone, the FiFine K688 microphone, and the Rode Procaster that I use typically here on this channel. So we'll start with the highest priced microphone, and that's the Shure MV7. This comes in at $249 right now. It's a great microphone, trusted brand, trusted name in microphones, trusted name in sound audio, but $250. Now remember, it does have the USB and XLR capabilities, so keep that in mind. It is a pretty versatile microphone, and I use it on a regular basis. So the Shure MV7 at $249. Now let me bring in the Rode Procaster microphone. Let me get it where you can see it here. There we go. It's in most of my other videos. You don't need to spend too much time looking at it now, but this microphone here will run you about $229. This is XLR only. It is a high quality broadcast microphone, but that'll just give you the price difference. $229 for the Rode Procaster XLR microphone. The FiFine K688 mic that you see here, the one they sent me last year, had a higher price tag when they sent it, but it is now dropped to $69.99. Yes, $69.99 for the FiFine K658. Now the FiFine K688 that we've been talking about this whole video, the mic that I've been reviewing, this white one here that stands out above all the rest, at least visually, will run you $74.99. That's $74.99 for the white version. The black version currently is running at $72.99. So it's a little bit cheaper for that one. This one stands out a little bit more. Maybe the demand is higher, but $74.99 for this particular microphone. And remember, the 658 only has USB-C connection. The 688 has USB-C and XLR connection with a couple different dials that you can control the volume, the gain going into your computer, or the gain or the volume of your headphones. So again, that's the FiFine K688. I'd love to know what you thought about this microphone, especially in comparison to the rest, how you thought it sounded compared to these other three mics that I shared with you. Let me know that in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.